Heyo, welcome to the QB School Show. Woo-hoo-hoo! Locked in. Look, college football playoffs. We're ready to roll. I love it. My man Bryce checking in hot. Troy, let's go. There's never been a better time to get those questions in here. We're going to talk a little college football, talk a little NFL playoffs, talk about whatever y'all want to go with here as we ramp up to the championship game tonight, college football wise. T. Martin, 7 beaters. Perfect timing for a little kiss your cousin tonight with Saban Kirby. 7 beaters. Love it. I personally love a good, what's your favorite 7 bracket beater? To me, there's a bunch of different ways. You're just trying to take advantage of leverage. They're trying to play some iteration of 3/2, 4/3, etc. You're going to have the leverage somewhere you want. I also love a good double move in brackets because they're going to be sitting on usually their technique inside out, and you can sometimes run right by them. So I also know an outstanding course, T, that talks about significant amount about cover 7, probably more than you need to know. But some good stuff. My man Tom coming in hot with the what went wrong question. Is Carson Wentz broken? I need to go back and watch that film. Decent chance that we get a Wentz video this week. Decent. Can't promise it. Probably going to go back and take a look at that. Handful of other ones. Let me know what other videos you want to see this week. Probably leaning towards a Herbert video just because that game was borderline. How was it framed? Insanity. But if there are other videos you want to see this week, now is the time. What we got here? My man Bryce, what's the most tedious type of defense to play against as a quarterback? Bryce, that's an outstanding question. I would say a defense that you can't block. So whether that's the front four, whether that's a normal pass rush, whether that's different iterations of pressure, whether it being, sims, creepers, zero, overloads, however you want to say it. If you can't block them, we're going to have a problem. And the other part about that I always think the hardest thing to deal with, for me, it would playing wise was always odd spacing. Just creates the other guy standing up. I know that sounds simple, but it bothered me for a long time. Got a little bit more comfortable with it when I played on a team that had odd, when you see it every single day, to understand the spacing of what it's like. And then finally, teams that just vary their coverage. And so what I mean by that is not necessarily open or closed, but different types of that. So, are they carrying seams? Are they playing zone match, man match, true cover 1, 0? Are they playing true zone, country cover 3? Those types of things to be able to do a lot. I always thought was the hardest thing to deal with, teams that we couldn't block and teams that did a lot on the back end. Oh, my man Lincoln Howard in the house. Oh, my man. Thanks for checking in. First time caller, long time listener. Coffee with Coach. Beef flow out. Man, there were some weird firings today, weren't there? What's going on in Miami? I don't pretend to have the answers, but there's got to be something more. I certainly feel like you have to mention it a little bit about, coaches that are not white having shorter leashes than traditional white coaches. But man, am I missing something? What was happening in Miami? I thought they finished the season great. Didn't they have just a ridiculous run there at the end of the season? Going like 7-0 or something? I mean, I don't pretend to understand what's going on with some of these organizations, but I can tell you that there's certainly a pattern with some of these organizations being traditionally underwhelming and underperforming. Boom. Coffee with Coach. Love it. Tough. I don't know, man. It's the Miami thing is confusing, I think, for a lot of people too, because I think Flores really resonated, especially with the defensive coaching community. And certainly, there's a lot of reasons to be confused, especially, you look around the landscape here of the guys who are fired. And to me, and maybe this is just me, but I always think of quarterbacks' jobs, or not quarterback jobs, head coaching jobs, only being as good as the quarterback position is. So look around the league. to me, some of these jobs are decent. Like maybe I just have too high opinion on Tua and Justin Fields, but to me, those are good jobs because of those two guys. You know, the Minnesota job is a little bit muddier, in my opinion. What's the other ones that are open right now? I can't even think. I know that there are more than that. But I mean, to me, an NFL job is really dependent on who's playing quarterback. If there isn't a quarterback, you're really rolling the dice. Now, that doesn't mean you don't take the job because you might never get offered another head coaching job in your career. But if you're fortunate enough to be able to pick and choose, you're certainly going to go somewhere where there's an established franchise quarterback who can play at a Super Bowl level consistently. Whew. Oh man, Raymond. I don't know. Let's put it in the chat. Who you got tonight? I personally am probably leaning. Well, first of all, I'm leaning towards a good game. I just am. Now that's coming from a California person who doesn't necessarily love watching SEC football all the time, but I can appreciate the best of the best playing each other. These two teams are the best teams. So let's see it again. For me, you know, I can appreciate what Georgia is defensively. I think I will always kind of default to who's the better quarterback, and Bryce Young just is the better quarterback. I mean, no offense to Stetson Bennett. I think he's an interesting story, but, you know, it's really no comparison. And really, Miami has the best player on both sides of the ball, and that's saying a lot because Georgia's defense is pretty dynamic. But, you know, can they protect Bryce Young? Can they actually, not only can they protect him, can Georgia get Bryce Young to the ground? And so if they can get him to the ground, I think it's got a chance to be a pretty special night. We'll see. I still think Nick Saban, best players, tough. Ho-ho, Maisha coming in hot. I lost all my GIF responses, but I would hit you with a boom. Appreciate it. We got a lot of people coming in with Georgia. Oh, Broncos. Really, T. Martin? You think the Broncos is a good spot? Again, to me, it's going to come back to the quarterback situation for all those jobs. That Georgia tight end, Troy Walker, you're right. That dude can play. I mean, it's basically like watching a young NFL teams play tonight. It really is. Let's not get it twisted. The vast majority of these guys will be playing on Sundays. I think, Raymond, I will say that I personally, and again, out in California, this game's going to mean different things to different people. But, you know, I don't necessarily think that I'm tired of seeing Alabama win. I appreciate what Nick Saban has built there. I think it's fascinating and worthy of significant, not only scrutiny, but study, just as far as how he's able to craft this thing there with what they were when he got there. You know, if you can go all the way back to remember what Alabama was before Saban, right before Saban, pretty fascinating on a number of different levels. And then to see the impact that he's had in that conference and to see Georgia rise up and really probably be a better roster, which is bananas to say, but depth across the board, maybe better, but being able to come out there and is this their time? Do they finally get it done, you know, recently? And they certainly have the team to do it. I just really am hoping for a great game. Hopefully see some great quarterback play and not have the defenses just overwhelm this sucker. Boom. Davis coming in hot with the jokes. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. Do me a favor. You're checking in here. Hit the like button for me. I need to get my things back going on there. Smash it, crush it, whatever. Hit your fancy. Be able to ramp this thing up as we get closer and closer to the game. Do me a favor if I don't think I'll go too much longer, but if I do for some reason, tell me if we're about to start this game and I'm still yapping by myself. All right, let's see some questions here. Zero charisma. Intriguing. What did you think of Herbert's performance last night? I didn't watch it in real time. Went back, watched the highlights this morning. Haven't seen the All-22. Will watch the All-22. Highly anticipate a video coming from that, but pretty straight up bananas. The fourth downs, the 2 touchdowns at the end of regulation. You know, I don't know. There's just a lot to like about what he's doing and has been doing for a really long time with that franchise. Just a weird way for it to go down, to be end with you, to finish with you. Double dribble 49 coming in late. I like it. Oven Knight 33. Yikes, I butchered that probably. JT, if you had to choose one of the young up-and-coming NFL quarterbacks to build a franchise around, who would you choose and why? I mean, that's a pretty broad brushstroke there to be able to say young. Is Patrick Mahomes still young? If Patrick Mahomes is still young, I'll go there. If he's not, the top choice, it would be Herbert or Allen. And then if it's that rookie group, I still personally think that Justin is by far, Fields is by far, not by far, he's still my favorite to watch and think that he's got the highest upside. But we'll see. So much of that depends on luck, hires, who they got in there, who they bring in there, health, so many different things that play a factor in these young guys' careers when they get the opportunity to play. Hunter, yes. Are you? Max Greer, I did not watch Davis Mills Week 18. Apologize. Patriots fan, 1243. Are you worried about Josh Allen's future? We've seen a lot of running quarterbacks not be able to sustain long careers. Do you think Josh Allen is a running quarterback? I would say he just plays quarterback and can run. I'm worried about everyone's playing career, but I think there's never been a better time to have a long career as a quarterback. The rules, the protection, all those things are in favor, more and more favor of quarterbacks having that longevity element. Now, not obviously going to be as long as guys like Tom Brady for the vast majority of them, but to play well into their 30s and play like that, I think is realistic. Capella, my man. Burrow or Justin Herbert. We don't have to choose, man. We get both. We really do get both. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I appreciate you guys engaging here, coming in with some hot, good questions. If we have any specific questions about the game tonight or things that you're looking for that I should be looking for, hit me. Make sure you hit me in the channel, hit me in the comments. Make sure to get to as many as I coach. Man. Jackson Tinkle, JT, should Jags fans be concerned about Lawrence? No. Thoughts on the Eagles in general? What a pretty awesome job this year. I don't think anybody had them performing as well as they did. Pretty impressive, I think, with what Jalen Hurts has been able to do week in and week out. And it's just been a nice surprise. Always fun to see who's going to be one of the surprise teams in the league. What else we got here? Ben Bayard, could we get a retrospective on your analysis of the rookies from pre-draft to today? What things do you see that didn't translate to the NFL and vice versa? Oh, I could save you the time. That's not going to happen. But I could also tell you that, that's not really what I try to do on the channel, and I try to say this a bunch of different ways. What we're doing here is just looking at the film. I'm trying to be as objective as I possibly can. It's almost impossible to project how someone's going to play because we don't even know what system, team, personnel they're going to have around them. So much of that is luck. And I know that's not the most satisfying answer, but that's the best answer I can do. And so if you enjoy just watching the film element of it, seeing what they are in that moment at that game, then this is that. NFL teams can at least pretend to project better because they know how this player will fit in their system or are guessing how they will fit in their system. I'm not going to go through, neither is any kind of general scout, not that I'm a general scout, but any talking head and be able to project with any sort of certainty how someone's going to fit personnel-wise in their scheme because they don't know the nuance, the details of it. So it's really borderline impossible to do. I think you just rank as best as you can how these guys look on film, how well they have performed, and how those things can translate to Sunday games. So if you're seeing things that translate to Sundays, meaning for me, dynamic arm strength, playmaker ability, anticipation, footwork, subtle, being able to do things that you see quarterbacks do on Sundays consistently, those are the types of things that I think can translate from film to Sundays. But then again, where they land, so much luck is invested in that process. Boom. What do we got here? Hard question. Ooh, I love a good hard question. Hard question. How does one improve processing speed to make different reads as a quarterback? Asking for Justin Fields. Got jokes too, Capea. I think there's a number of different ways to improve your processing skills. I think as you become more and more comfortable in a system, as you understand and better understand the details of what that system is asking you to do, married with the idea of what the play caller, what the play design, the offensive architecture is designed to do, what's the intent of this concept, this play, this run, this audible, this check, etc. Once you have a better grasp of that and it becomes your kind of default language as opposed to learning something new or trying to master a language or be able to speak it and communicate it, I think once you become kind of an expert in your own language, you're then able to play faster and have a better understanding. And that's banked with a bunch of different reps. So you get another off season, you get mini camps, you get off season training things, you get another camp, preseason, regular season. All those reps build up to allow you to have better and better answers, allow you to have your pattern recognition, to be like, hey, I've seen this look before, I've seen this front before, I've seen this pressure, I've been in this game situation before. So all those things compound to create what looks like processing, but it's a combination of all those variables put together, and it happens intentionally with a lot of hard work. But I think you can make significant jumps in that part of your game if you're intentional with it in the off season. Lewis, who wins the MVP? Do not care. Never care. Go off on a tangent here real quick. Individual awards for team sports, I do not get. I simply do not get. And I don't understand why people love to talk about it so much. I really don't. It legit doesn't make sense to me. I get it on the surface level, like it's a interesting thing to talk about, like LeBron and Jordan or Kobe or something, but at least there you're talking about like individual comparison. MVP in football, like, I mean, it's a team sport, I mean, who the best player is, maybe, but it's like, I don't know. I personally have a hard time with it. I don't know. You let me know if I'm off my rocker. Oh, Devlin Brooks. Thoughts on Caleb Williams possibly transferring to Georgia? Can we just be excited about the transfer portal? Like, I know that's probably an unpopular thing to say, but I personally love seeing players take the initiative for their experience. I just do. I don't care what you think, what you say. It's not the same as when you were going through it. I'm just tired of seeing these coaches get paid and leave these dudes and them having no power. And so go explore yours. You better keep recruiting me while I'm on campus. Those types of things, to me, are fun to see. And I don't care where he ends up. I personally think he's going to be great wherever he ends up. Hopefully it's out on the West Coast just so I get a chance to watch him more. But, whether it's him, whether it's someone else, I think all these things are great. Now, there's a dark side, an underbelly to that, to guys going in the portal and not finding a home and an element of not being able to stick through a tough situation. And I get all that old guy talk. I do. But I also love the fact that they have the power to be in charge of their own process, their own experience. So there you go. T. Martin, you keep asking me about Lane Kiffin to the Vikings. Is Lane Kiffin going to the Vikings? I don't know. I got no thoughts about it. Double Dribble 49. Other than quarterback, what is, in your opinion, the most important position in football? Ooh. I think it depends. Depends on the level of football. At the lower levels, I would probably say tailback, middle linebacker. Higher levels of football, I would say, probably having outside a quarterback. I don't know. I'm a default tailback type of guy up until probably you get to the league. And even then when you get to the league, the elite of the elite, it makes a big difference. Probably a playmaker on the perimeter, just like a dynamic guy. If you're in the league, having a tackle who, Hall of Famer tackle is certainly going to be a really important part of it in the league. Edge rushers certainly get paid and are important for a number of different reasons. Lockdown corners. It's hard though. That's similar to like the MVP question. Like, it all is a sum of these parts of what you have collectively. And that's my favorite part about football or team sports in general. It's not an individual thing. I'm not playing, no offense, playing golf or playing tennis. That's just not what I enjoy doing. I like the part of being able to put a team together, to be part of a team, to elevating a team. Those kind of things are my favorite parts of playing team sports. So when you ask me to pick out one or the other for an award or the best, you don't have to. Ooh, Jay, would you consider doing a film reviews of legendary college quarterbacks' best games, like Cam, RG3, Mariota? Hell yes. If you get me the all 22, I will do it. I'm not going to do a broadcast. The broadcast view is not my jam. So yeah, if we have access to the all 22, that'd be a great idea. Same thing with all old-time NFL guys, for sure. Boom. All right, well, we're winding down here. We've gotten here 100 of our closest friends. I appreciate everybody who hit the like button, everybody who supports the channel. It means a lot to me. It really does. So I really do continue to support that. If you want to go back and forth with me, I'll probably be on Twitter during the college football championship game, and then probably, depending on the quality of the game, if the game is no bueno, I'm probably going to go to sleep. But if it's good and I'm awake at the end, we'll probably hop on here and do another one after this. So as always, I sincerely appreciate the support. Thank you so much for hanging. Let me know what videos you want to see this week, either in the comments to this video or come at me on Twitter. As always, I appreciate the support. I will see you next time. Have a good one.